Hi, this is Gail Purith, and today I want to share a devotion about our speech and speaking God's language. And by that I mean that genuine faith involves the tongue because our words can do great damage or great good. We're told about this in James 3 1 through 12. And it starts out by telling us that those who teach will be judged more strongly than those who don't because their tongue has greater influence. So they must be especially careful what they say and teach. It also talks about that we can stumble with our tongues. And how do we do that? Well, by sharing lies or half truths, with gossip or slander, by flattering or misleading someone, with boasting or angry rants or hateful statements. And also, we can do it by remaining quiet when we should speak up. James 3 3 through 6 goes on to remind us that the tongue is a very little thing, but little things can do great harm. It equates it to lighting a match and that can set a whole forest on fire. And we know that just a few sentences can cause great damage to a relationship or great good. And as our love for God and our dependence on Him grows, our speech should grow more and more godly. Our ability to speak graciously and honestly and unashamedly for God's truth should grow. That's why it's good to periodically examine ourselves and consider the things that we've been saying and how we've been saying things to people so that we can continually grow more faithful in our speech. Let me read a few passages to you that are just a few of the many that talk about speech, but I think these are especially helpful. The first one tells us not to be a blabbermouth. Proverbs 10:19 through 21 says, "Too much talk leads to sin. Be sensible and keep your mouth shut. The words of the godly are like sterling silver. The heart of the fool is worthless. The words of the godly encourage many, but fools are destroyed by their lack of common sense." Consider how your words might encourage a friend going through difficulty. This is talked about in Proverbs 12:25, where it says, "Anxiety weighs down the heart, but a kind word cheers it up." And Proverbs 16:24 says, "Gracious words are like honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones." Lastly, I want us to be reminded of this strong warning in Matthew 12:34 through 37. "You brood of vipers, how can you who are evil say anything good? For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. A good man brings good things out of the good stored up in him, and an evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in him. But I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned." Words are important, dear Christians. Let's be very careful how we speak.